What's up, guys? Andy here. So I want to give you a quick rundown of this trade. If you're following me, you may have seen my story yesterday about me and my son trading together. So obviously, I looked at my account. I'm all about some even numbers. So we opened up this account. Put this in here. We opened up this account yesterday for my son. Made a $7,280 something deposit. Currently, in 2 days, we now have it up to $11,836. So this is just something fun for me and him to do in the morning time. So we wake up, look at the market, and I'm trying to teach him obviously what I do as far as trading. He's watched me in the past. I mean, you guys may remember him being on the Zooms with me and things, and marking up charts. And he's getting older. He's starting to take this serious. So he was like, "Dad, I'd love to trade with you a little bit, and let's do it." So I was like, "You know what? What better way than just to open up this account, sit here in the morning, trade with them, and just look at it. It's something fun we can do together. And on top of that, we're making money." So today's trade, what we were looking at was the 5 minute. As you know, I typically trade on the 1 minute, but I was really looking at the 5 minute on this one, and it's pretty simple. So I'll show you what I saw. One, we have a swing high marker here and a swing low marker here. Let me go ahead and kill this off and start from scratch so you guys can see exactly what I'm seeing. All right. So obviously the swing high, swing low markers repaint, but we had one here, as you saw in the other spreadsheet, and we had a swing low here. So it looks something like this, and we had the little dot. So all I'm doing is connecting the dots. So the dot obviously looked like this here, and then we had our swing high marker here. So if we trade swing high, swing lows, then what we're looking for is the structure. So our structure looked just like that. And if we look at the 1 minute, it may show us. Let me see if it stayed. Yeah, they actually stayed on the 1 minute, which is beautiful. So if we look at the 1 minute, you'll see here I had a swing high and a swing low. So those were there on the 5 minute chart, but obviously they've repainted themselves. And then all we're doing is connecting the dots. And I've got the Zoom meeting going on Friday. So if you have not signed up for that Zoom meeting, be sure to go ahead, click the link in my profile, sign up for it. It's going to be fun. Be about a 2 hour call. I'm going over how I trade EU. I'm sorry, no, EN, GU, US30. May throw in EU. I'm not quite sure yet, but that's everything that I trade right here currently. And what I'm looking at is I've got my 50, my 14, and my 200 moving average. And once those line up to where it matches this trend line. So if you see here, I've got the swing low and we had the other swing low here. We're just connecting the dots. That's our structure. So once we create that structure and I've got the 200 above that trend line, when that 200 starts crossing my other trend line from a swing high, swing low, and I got the 14 and 15 breaking trend as well as the 200 breaking that trend, and it's staying above the trend line from where I just connected the dots, we're entering that trade. And you can see here, entered it at a lower. So we entered it at $5 per pip. Typically, we're entering these trades at a 0.5, which is $50 per pip. But the one thing that got me in today's market structure when I was looking back was we were running a lot of this mess. And when we got these swing high, swing lows, we can paint our zones. So that is, when I say paint our zones, I fill the wicks. So when we feel the wicks like that, I was like, you know what? We've been pushing up. We couldn't break. We may even sell. So then what am I looking at? Well, now I'm looking at the swing low that we had here. We fill the wick and paint it. So that was our zone that we were looking at. Well, as soon as we were looking at this early this morning, it broke this zone and went down, painted that swing low marker. Had it not painted that swing low marker, we would have been in that trade for a sell. Obviously, we would have lost it. We'd have been looking at that and said, yep, it's going to sell. That's our TP. We'd have ran it. Still would not have been a solid trade. I wouldn't have liked that trade. So we waited on breaks. And what I saw here was like, man, we're going to go ahead and take this on a lower, lot size. We're not going to go heavy in it. We're going to have some fun trades. So that's obviously where we're at. So then looking at this zone, as you can see, what that also gives us is another confluence of events that if we break this zone, which I literally got this zone from just utilizing the swing high and painting that wick, if we break trend and we break zone, we're buying. And that's exactly what we did. And you can see almost right there to the candle in that 5 minute where we broke was in the zone, push straight up. So now what happens is our stop loss. The stop loss for this trade was right here on that swing low marker. So if you want to, use a horizontal line, you can do that. And that gives you a little bit of, space there for your stop loss. But what I like to do is I like to paint them. I like to just fill that wick in and go over like that. That way it gives me a nice zone. That way I know if it breaks this zone right here, we're falling down. So we're currently still in this trade, $543 worth of profit. Could have been a lot more if we'd have increased the risk. But again, trying to teach that if you don't see something you like and it doesn't look solid with a big push through, we're not going to take that trade. And seeing how we just kind of ran through here with the MAs crossing each other and zigzagging, we still didn't get the big push that we liked. So typically, when we're running, say, $50 per pip, we want to hit a minimum of 100 to 150 pips. And as you can see today, the maximum that we hit on this trade was 137 pips. So profit up here, 163, 164 pips. So that's what we're still aiming for. Now, if we come down and hit this trend and we break this trend, obviously we're closing out of this trade. Even though we got our stop loss there, if we break this trend, we're closing out. If we hit this trend and give a nice little bounce, then we'll be taking a secondary entry here for a buy, run it up to that TP, and then we will jump back. Let me zoom out here. And as you can see, then our next TP on that next entry will be we'll look into this zone here, and we will look at this zone right there. So that's what I'm looking at. So just want to give, I had a lot of people message me today about the trade that they saw me post up in some of my groups. And I said, you know what, I'm just going to go in here, throw this out there, let people see, why my son and I took this trade, the rundown of it, where we're at. So hope everyone has an amazing day. If you got any questions, just shoot me a message. And again, we'll talk to y'all soon. And hopefully I will see you guys on the meeting Friday. So again, that is a personal Zoom that I'm doing. It's RSVP. So go ahead and hit it up. Starts on Friday, and we're going to have some fun with it, show you guys what I look for when I take these trades. And yeah, should be a good time. So again, I hope everyone has a great day, and we will talk to y'all later.